Okay, guys, welcome back. Okay, so today we can learn a little bit of Python, especially NumPy. NumPy is a library based on Python, basically to process, I think, data, especially. Okay, so what you want to do if you have Windows or Linux, you just open your control panel. I'm using a Mac, so I'm opening the terminal here, and then you can just click Python, right? If you want to check the version, you just click this. So I have the Python 3.66, right? I encourage you to use the Python 3.66 because that's the new one, right? Um, so let me see here. Where is my cheat sheet? Okay, sorry. Okay, if you're new to this channel, I hope you learn why you want to learn this, right? Before you want to do something, you have to know why you want to do it. Otherwise, probably you don't get the motivation, right? The right motivation, but and then after like probably after sometimes if you don't have the right motivation, you will like if you hit if you hit like a difficulty, you will like give up easily, right? But if you have the right motivation, then you won't give up. You just push through the difficulties and problems, right? Because you know what's going to be like the end goal, or what is this you're doing, right? It's not just for the sake of programming sake, but you're doing it for like um, to be a better version of yourself, and to be a to help other people too with programming language. Okay, so all right. So you can check. So I'm using Python.366, right? So we're gonna do like the basic data types. So I'm just gonna click Python like that, right? And then you'll be on these three prompts here, right? And then you can type your Python programming language. So just gonna type x equals 3, right? So basically, it's very simple. So if you check what x is, it's gonna give you like 3, right? And then you can print, for example, type what is x is. Yeah, it's gonna give you an int. It's basically an integer. Integer basically it's a number that doesn't have a decimal point. It's a kind of like a round number, right? And then you can do print x, right? This is gonna print the number 3, and then you can do like print x, what you want plus 1, for example. It's gonna be 4, right? As you can see, it's very easy to understand, right? The syntax is like very straightforward, right? Just like plain English, right? X minus 1 equals 2, right? What else in arithmetic that you want to do? X probably times 2, right? That's going to be, yeah, 6, yeah. Um, and then you can do like to the power. So x to the power of 2. Um, let's give you 9, right? Um, and then you can do like this, x plus equals, oh, sorry, x plus equal 1, right? Now, if you want to do x, now it's 4, right? So plus equal basically is basically the same as you plus is the same as x is the same as x equals to x plus 1. Yeah, it's the same like that, right? So if you do this the x is going to be 5, right? So if you print x 5, or you can do print x, the same thing, right? Um, and then you want to just clear this up. You can just I think clear. Um, I'm not sure what is that. Clear L? No, I think command L. Wait. Oh no, clear L. There you go. Clear L. So let me see. Check x is 5. Right? You can do x minus equals, right, 1, right? And then x is going to be, so minus equals is the same as x equals to x minus 1, right? The same like that. Um, I don't know why is that wrong. I think because there's an indent. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So be careful when you type. If you put a space bar like that, it's not gonna work, right? So you have to remember that. Yeah. Um, let's see. What else can we do here? Let's say we put y equals to 2.5, right? Um, and then you can print type y. Yeah. So it's a float. Float means there's a decimal point there, right? Um, and you can do like print y, comma, y plus 1, right? Like that. There you go. Or you can make it longer, y plus 1, and then y times 2, comma, y to the power, let's say, of 2. There you go. All right. So, okay. So that's just a really quick introduction about what Python can do with regards to numbers, right? Basic data types. Now we're gonna do booleans. Booleans basically true or false, whether um, is a boolean logic, right? Where it's you'll see. Okay, so we'll just clear this first. Okay, and then let's say t equals to true, right? And then f equals to false, and then you wanna print type t. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so the class is boolean, right? It's a given type right now. If it's true or false, it's a boolean. It's called boolean logic, right? And then so if you do print, let's say, so basically there's several operations, but the most famous one is an, or not, right? Then there's an XOR, there's an XNOR, but the basic is just three, right? Just in arithmetic, you have a plus, you have minus, you have uh, multiplication, right? And then you have power, right? In Boolean, the operation is and, right? Or, and the last one is not, right? So let's see how it works. Okay, so print t and f. What will it do? So it prints false. So which means if you have so because the t here is a true and then the f is a false. So true and false will become false, right? But if you print, let's say t or f, see, it's going to be true, right? So you just need only one to be true, whether the rest it doesn't matter whether the rest is going to be true or not. The It's gonna uh, print true if it's an OR operation, right? And then you can print not, let's say t. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so it's going to be opposite. Not t, and t is true, then it's going to be opposite. It's false, right? And then you can do print um, t, and this is an XOR kind of. It's going to be true. So this is called XOR, right? Like XOR. Basically, it's the opposite of OR, right? So OR operation, right? OR operation would print true only if one of them is going to be true. Only one of them is going to be true. Only just at least one of them is going to be true, right? Um, so let me see. Oh, this is also true. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's also true. Anyway, right. So if you want to change, for example, let's say let's say you make T2 equals true, right? Okay, and then you want to print T and T2. This will give you true because both T and T2, T is true and T2 is also true. So it's going to give you true, right? Um, but if it's only one of them, right? And it's going to give you false here, right? Right. Um, so just give you an example there. And then we'll go to strings right now, right? Strings. Okay, so we can do, for example, I'll just clean this up first, right? So hello equals to hello. Yeah, we're creating a string, and then world equals to world, right? So if you type hello plus world, let's see, it's gonna be like that. So you can attach it like that, right? Um, you can do operation like print, right? And then also hello. Yeah, it's the same. Or you can do just hello. It's gonna print hello. Yeah. The difference is it's gonna print with the as or you got the quotation there. And you can do also if you want to compute like how many are there in that string, you can do use len. So it's gonna compute how many len is like the length of that string, which is this string. Oops, it's gonna print five, right? You can do, for example, create another variable or string. HW is equals to hello plus, and then you want to make a space plus world. Yeah, and then if you type it, hello world, so it's gonna be a space there, right? Or you can do hits another variable HW equals to %s %s %s. Let's see what's gonna do %d, right? And then percent. Um, is that how it works? Wait, let me see. Hello world, and then 12. Boom, and then print HW12 is hello world 12. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you're putting percent is like a container um, that you're gonna put something, right? And then you declare it over here. So the first, this one, hello, is gonna be put over here, right? So this is S is a string and then a string, and then I think this is a data type. We'll see what happens if we put this data. Will it create error? For example, if you create oh yeah, by the way, I'm using an red arrow. And if I'm using MacBooks, I'm using going up arrow. So it's just recording all of the previous uh, command that you already typed instead of retyping it the whole thing over and again. So you can just uh, go to the up arrow or down arrow, right? Just to uh, find the programming code that you're looking for, right? So let's say if we change this, what will happen? Say for example, this is type D, for example. Okay, so it's going to give you an error. So D format, a number is required, not string, right? The same thing if you, let's say, we'll make it work again. So this is string, all right? Now, so it works, right? So I'm gonna change this one into, let's say, S, right? Oh, it works. So I guess for number, it can like Python can like um, get this number and um, call it as a string, right? So if you type it, for example, hit W12, right? It's the same. It's kind of the same, but it will um, compute it as a string because we declared it as a string. So if you print, let's say, type, um, what's that? Can I do, let's say, 12? No, it's integer. Type 12. No. Yeah. So it is as a string. Yeah. But you cannot do it the opposite way. You cannot declare something that is a string as an integer, right? Because you can do like something like this. For example, um, let's say I said a equals 12, right? You can do that. So if you or b equals, if you want to put it like a string, right? You can do that. If you print it, is it's almost similar, but when you print the type, one is a integer, so type a, yeah, integer, and then the other one is a string, right? So type b, yeah, see, right? Um, the difference is if you declare it as a string, then you can operate this, or you can manipulate this as a string. So if you have let's say hello, right? Hello is a hello, so you can do hello, I think plus b, right? So it's become like that because power of a string. But if you do hello plus a, I think it will won't work. See that? Um, because a is not a string, right? A over here is just an integer, right? Integer. But b is a string, although it's a number, but I put it in a quote here. This means it's a string, right? So I can treat this number as a string, which means I can um, manipulate it. I can add it up with this string hello plus b, and then it will just treat it as a string instead of as a number. Become hello, and then put the string 12 just adjacent to the string hello, right? All right. Um, what else can we do here? Okay. I'm just gonna clear this up again. Control L. I hope you guys still following here, right? Let's say we have still s equals hello. Yeah, we start from the beginning and then print. You can do s capitalize. Um, what do you think this will do? Oh, I think I'm wrong. Wait, print. Yeah. So it's gonna capitalize the first string, right? Um, you can do also print, let's say, as upper. Yeah, it's gonna print the whole thing as a capital number. Print as are just 7. It's gonna basically put padding 7 space over here, right? Um, you can do, let's say, print as center. Yeah. So you can do all sort of stuff with this. You can do, let's say, replace. Let's say print as dot replace. Let's say replace the L, for example, comma, with, oh, what happened? I have no idea. Hmm. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. I have to put another like that. Yeah, there you go. So this is basically replacing the L because S is a hello, right? S is hello. L with this thing. So every L you replace it with this. So basically becomes like this, right? It's pretty self explanatory, right? Um, you can do print, let's say print strip bleeding and running white space. Principal. Not sure what reduce. Strip. Well, so this one is basically this comment strip is basically getting rid all of the blank spaces. Okay, so it's just gonna do that. Yeah. Because if you just print without the strip, for example, right, um, like that, right? So there's gonna be a blank space here, right? And then there's gonna be another blank space here. You don't see it, right? Because it's just blank, the same color as the screen, right? But actually there is a blank space here, right? So the comment this strip function, by the way, in Python, um, it means a function, right? A function means basically a program that does something, like print, right? This is a function, right? So in parentheses is a function, and then you can put like say anything inside that function, right? So I forgot to say that, but so yeah, let's just we'll continue later. I hope you learned something from this basic Python, right? Learning about data, about the string, about how you can manipulate the numbers, right? But we learned about boolean logic with an and, or not. Um, we learn how to, let's say, manipulate. Let's say if it's a string, how do you concatenate string together? How do you strip or replace string, for example, right? So just give you a glimpse of how kind of like how easy it is to learn Python, right? I'll see you next time. Ciao.